I would love here to introduce and welcome Michaela Hrdlickova. We met a few months ago on a very interesting, actually, presentation about age management. Until that time, I absolutely didn't have a clue that there is something as age management. Misha has also a very interesting background, and I hope you will introduce yourself to our audience and share with us more information about this age management. What is it and what is the mission?
Thank you very much for inviting me. Really, that's great that I have a chance to speak about the age management concept, and I'm glad that you like this. So maybe I will start with the concept. So the age management is, it happened in 1980 in Finland, because Finland has one of the oldest generation. So the government asked the Institute for Occupational Health for helping them to somehow define what's needed for people to keep them healthy and productive and keeping the long career. So the study started in 1980, and the scientists started to study, the impact of age on work and work ability. And in 1990s, they started to create some systems and like advices, and norms for, creating positive environment, which is keeping, people healthy and productive and educated and ready for longer career. And later in 2000, they defined, the mentoring sessions and ergonomy systems and so on. And what does it mean? They defined something like work ability, which is like measured. It's measured by tool work ability index. This is like a standardized tool which is now existing in 30 languages. And this tool is to measure work ability of individual workers towards job demands. So the age management means caring of people in any age, in any life cycle, to keep them healthy and productive and educated and ready for long work. So this is the age management. And sometimes, the people think, and especially employers, that age management means multi-generation collaboration. So this is part of it, But the concept, the Finnish concept, which was adopted by many European countries, is that one what I described now.
So if I would be director of a big company, I would like to implement the age management to my company for my employees. What I should do?
You, especially here in Czech Republic, for example, but I think there are many organizations in countries or directly Finland, So you could measure work ability in statistically important part of your employers, and then, you can take your results, and then work together, managers together with employees, to create really improving processes and improve exactly the parts of the working environment, which is lowering workability of people. So here I would say this is my part, because I love it, If you are a leader, if you really care of your people, if you understand that employee, they are really the key asset, of your company, So then if you are really a leader and you are caring of people, so then you would be interested in to hear from people what they need, how they feel, and especially age management means to tailor every individual workplace to measured work ability to individuals, So it's about to understand motivation of people, to work with their talents, with their experience, not to what's happening quite often, to divide people on young and older and to have some doubts, but really to work with facts, with data, to measure, because it does not mean that young people has higher work ability and older people, they feel lower. This is not the case, because it's about health, and we know that especially in young generation, we can more and more observe psychological troubles and some issues, which is really lowering the workability. So it's very important to really take care of this education, of this. Remind people how important it is to take care and to be aware of prevention. So this is in nutshell.
But what kind of solutions we can offer or you can offer? So because we measure it, we know that we perform this evaluation, let's say, within our company, within our network or environment. But what kind of solutions we can provide to them?
So maybe let me shortly describe you the process of age management if you want to implement, So yes, if you are this innovative leader and you want to implement this age management means to improve work environment. So it's really caring of people from the beginning to the end, of their work ability. So you invite, for example, in Czech Republic here in my country, us from age management, the organization, we could measure with workability index. So we could have this data about the work demand and healthy of people, about their fitness. But there exists another questionnaire which is more focused on leadership style and the other areas, because workability is composed from 4 levels, Very important is your health, but then your knowledge and experience. The third one is your motivation. And the last one, but not least, is leadership style. Some people are ready to work, but unfortunately, with not the right leadership style, they are losing their workability or motivation, Sometimes they are burnt, So if you have this data, so then you collect the data, you establish the focus groups of employee who participated in the questionnaire together with managers, and you see what are the most important areas for improvement, and then you are working on it, and there are many, in ergonomy, in leadership style, in anything you can imagine. And maybe for you to explain it, to understand better, everybody has like a life cycle, young people entering new job, they need education, for example. Then the middle generation, they need like a help with their pressure from sides, like a career demands, and they are like a sandwich generation, and care of children and mortgages and so on. And the oldest people, they need to be ready for like a longer career, how to care their job, how to keep their work ability, So this is really, there are many processes, there are many things what you can do for people, but it needs to be done by knowledge of the data, the facts. Because typically employers ask questions, but maybe questions which they want to hear, but not about what's the reality.
Yes. So it is much beyond the physical health.
Absolutely. It's motivation, about knowledge, about
mental
talents,
health,
mental
emotional.
health, and long life education, and preparing yourself for longer career, because we all know. And what's very important, that this Finnish Institute advice is that employer companies are responsible for helping their individual people in stay healthy, stay educated, stay ready for long productivity. Of course, because on it depends the results of the company.
How, for example, are Czech companies open to this new system?
They are now learning, about, and maybe you, based on your experience, you could hear that many people after my presentation, they said, wow, you changed really what we heard before about age management, because everybody was like, okay, it's about collaboration among generations, So now we are, so let's say, the very important person, my friend, and she's a director of age management non-profit organization in Czech Republic here, and she's really great lady, Ilona Storova, and she made advocacy since 2012, here, really educating government and everybody about this concept. What we can see that still in Czech Republic we did not adopt, the government, this approach, But I can tell you in Germany, in Scandinavian countries, in Holland, now newly in Slovakia, they are using this concept as a government. So I hope soon will be here. So Ilona started with the advocacy in government. At the same time, she is helping to initiate these processes in companies. Now, for example, Brno and this area, they got the European grant and they implemented in many organizations age management. Currently, for example, DAF Experts is very successfully implementing this process. Now we are in discussion with the Allianz insurance company. After they understand what's behind and how it could help to solve the challenges they are now, they could see now in companies, they say, wow, yes, let's go for it, But they need to understand.
And if you have this group of young, mid, and older generation, who is the most active in this kind of process that you are having this 5 days course with them, how to implement this age management? So if you see this group,
I would not say, now you are speaking about the grant, because now there is existing very special grant, which is great, which is offering just like for free for companies, to understand. So it's for 5 days, it's for 12 people from each company, and 1/3 needs to be plus 55, And so at first day, they have chance to learn about the concept, What is the theory and what are the positive experiences in other countries mostly, or in few companies here in Czech Republic. Then we have like 2 days workshop. Then 4th day is the leadership, multi-generation collaboration, mentoring, coaching basics. And then the last day is about health and how to care and how to, care of your physical and psychological health. So interestingly, all types of generations, young leaders or older people. It's more about who is leader, interested in people, and wanted to So you asked me, who mostly, and I'm just really now thinking of, I would say it's not about age. It's about the vision approach, about if somebody is really inspirational, innovative leader who understands the role of people and how important they are. These are the people who go for this project, typically, Unfortunately, I can tell you that what's my observation, maybe there is more people who are still operational managers, not caring so much of people. Unfortunately, working very often with doubts, that older people do not know about the new media and, and young people, they don't want to work and so on. These doubts, aging, So I would say they are a majority of managers, but there are still existing people, leaders, who go in this right approach. So these are the people I'm working with.
Excellent. And you actually didn't mention your background. If you can a little bit share with us your background.
By my background, I'm a scientist. I studied biology in university in Brno. I'm specialized in microbiology, molecular biology. I have attestation from microbiology. So I spent a few years in the hospital in microbiological laboratory and genetics. But then with circumstances, actually it was very, soon after the revolution here. So I started in company. First company was Wyeth. It was pharmaceutical company. which unfortunately does not exist anymore after acquisition with another company. So, but I was really lucky because they developed drugs based on the science, like genetic, molecular engineering, very innovative drugs where I could really use and build on my education. So I had chance to launch really very innovative drugs in Czech Republic. And then the second company was Biogen, is one of the biggest biotechnology companies with headquarters in Boston. Really great company, having their own scientific background, being focused on neurodegenerative diseases. Maybe you heard about the first drugs for Alzheimer's disease, or, I'm really happy I can share with you that I launched first treatment for spinal muscular atrophy here in Czech Republic with my team. So my background is scientific, but I really nicely used my knowledge and my background in business.
In the corporate world.
Yeah, and this is maybe like a bridge to, you probably are interested in how is that I am from this science and pharmacy and this business here where I am now. So I spent like 17 years in the company, and at the beginning, my key focus was on science and medicine and helping patients, But then, and I did not know if I really wanted to lead people. Yeah, I knew nothing about leadership, But then coincidentally, I was offered to lead the team, and, my friend, she was like, Michaela, Biogen is looking for a director in Czech Republic. And I was like, I don't know whom I would advise. And she said, no, I am asking you if you want to try, So yes, it happened, and I had chance in the American company naturally learn about leadership, about company culture, about importance of understanding the motivation of people in general about leadership, and I really like it, and I know how important it is if you want to really keep not only people happy, but business successful, And so I tend to understand people from bigger, not people, but things from the higher perspective, So it was, for me, it was not only like selling drugs, and bringing drugs to people. It was more about understanding healthcare system, social environment. And then I learned, how Czech population is aging. And I was really surprised that no strategy exists, And coincidentally, I met Ilona Shtorova, whom I already mentioned, She explained to me, about the age management and about this concept, So I became a member of the organization just voluntarily, and about the concept, and I was voting for people to really have access to innovative drugs and to really stay healthy, So it was like a beginning, And in 2023, I decided to leave the company and to create my own business, to be more focused on work-life balance, not to work anymore so much time of my life, but really to use the experience I learned during my previous career, which was because I know the healthcare system, I think, in Czech Republic and abroad. I learned a lot about people motivation and importance of leadership, and I learned a lot about aging population and what's needed and what's missing here in Czech Republic. And I did not mention that during the time I was the country director, I was contacted by Lenka Šťastná. She was the one who created here Business Professional Women organization. And thanks to this, I learned about the mentoring, and she was organizing Equal Pay Day, which is like a mentoring sessions for junior ladies and junior managers for women, And in that way, I learned, how much my experience could help to others, and thanks to their feedback, I said, okay, I can do. So after I finished my career in corporation and started my own business, so I decided, okay, I will build on this experience. So I will use my experience in healthcare,
Yes.
in age management and leadership, and so mostly I do consulting and mentoring now.
And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Where I am now,
Yes.
maybe no, because I am already in the age when maybe other people would say now I go for legs, but many people in my age, if they are healthy, they can still live like 30 active 30 years,
Yes.
So of course it's up to me, how I care of myself, my health, my
Show a good
ability.
example.
Yeah, exactly. I could be like a good example. What maybe I would love to do more, because all my life I spent in contact with abroad, with people in Europe and in the US, which I really love. So maybe if I do what I do here in Czech Republic, I do for more like international audience. This is maybe one step more I could do. But in general, I would love now to live my dream, to partially work, but then to have more time on my hobbies and myself.
And what would be your advice for a young generation, but also for the old generation?
For everybody, my advice would be to really think about your why, to really keep your why, and it should be direction of where you go your life. Take care of your healthy, do what you want, not what others want you to do. And keep your work ability forever.
You mentioned this why, and I was just recently really surprised that I tried to hire a couple of colleagues, and I raised this question, why. Most of the people, especially young generation, they can give me any answer for that.
Maybe I can give you the answer. Yeah. And I know it's quite provocative, but I don't think it's only in Czech Republic, but in Czech Republic there it was done some survey. Very often decision of what young generation is doing was decision of parents, not themselves.
Yes.
And many people study schools or anything which was a decision of their parents or anybody.
Directly or indirectly, but
exactly,
anyway, they end up on the same
And
point.
I can tell you, I'm working with many young people, like mentoring sessions, who are not happy because they did not follow their why and dreams. They followed what was advised to them by parents. Yeah. And then these people are not happy.
Yes.
Usually.
I can confirm. Yeah.
So hopefully we can change the situation, and we wish you all good luck. And for more information, we will definitely share with our audience more information about age management and with the companies your grant, which is for free, and they can use it and implement it in their companies. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it was a very interesting topic. Thank you.
Thank you.